beautiful. Beautiful.
12:44. We're sort of regular with our times, but not quite.
Yep. Right there.
Your two
All
little
right.
dream catchers.
Yeah, we are going live. We are live right now.
Yes, it says we are. Perfect.
So
Awesome.
you want to take over?
Sure. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's Flow with Lisa and Rose, Monday, and we are going to dive into the magic of Gate 9, the gate of focus. I have a profound love for this whole quarter, really. It's just been fascinating to see, this transformation. Do you want to bring up the chart so
Yeah, hold
they
on.
can see? We may recap on Gate 34. We missed that, but yeah, definitely happy to dive into the gate of focus. But yeah, let's bring the chart up. Yeah. Second line day. Yeah, this energy certainly came through a little bit early for me, which is the case most times. More often than not, I feel the frequency creeping in. And would you like, before we jump in there, to recap on the 34?
Let me assist you. What is your experience? What is your observations as from your personal perspective? What is your observations for the past few days or last week when we have Gate 34 and 20 in the Sun and Earth transit? And also, because we also have that in the note. So,
actually, I have a really, really great example. It's quite funny, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is definitely a personal experience of mine. And in my innocence, things just pop out anyway. I'm pretty light and humorous in the way I move in the world, and I don't take anything too seriously, myself including. But yeah, the gate 34, this 3420, so this sacral gate, this integration, this individual power, that's connected to the throat. So it's just this movement of energy, like this articulation that just pops out, like this language that may just burst out without, even kind of thinking about it. And that kind of happened to me I think it was on the first line day, maybe. And I looked at the transit and I went, oh, okay, yep, here it is. But I went down to the coffee shop. I went for a walk with the dogs in the morning and got my little espresso. And there's this guy that works out every morning, and sometimes I catch him and he's like at the window. And anyway, he saw me and he comes around and he's like, hi, how are you? And I looked at him and I went, hey, you look sleazy. And I hardly know him. Like, I know him, but I don't know him. And he just looked like, I don't know, he was in some kind of porn movie. Like, he looked like he had like not shaven, and he just looked sleazy. And it was just like what I saw, I said. And, I thought it was classic example of this energy. Do you know what I mean? This impulse, like, just pops out.
Communications in the now. Yeah.
Yeah, it just pops out, and it's just I giggled and laughed the whole way home. I was just in hysterics, and he was just like, oh, sleazy. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Just pretend we know each other really well. And he goes, I was not expecting to hear that. And I was like, I wasn't expecting to say that. I'm so sorry. It's just one example. But yeah, it was just funny to see what came out. But in terms of my energy, it's still like I'm not overusing this, you know, as a mental projector. Like I could be really pumped up at the moment with all this sacral definition. And, you know, the solar plexus was defined a little while back. And, you know, I've just been quite, I don't know, kind of neutral with my energy and just, yeah, sort of more aware of it, seeing it instead of utilizing it in that sense of actually doing anything. So I feel there's a lot of mutative energy at the moment within my awareness and physical body itself. Yeah, so I'm just being relaxed with it. But yeah, I have more to say definitely in terms of gate 9. But yeah, I guess just to wrap up at the 34, you know, it's yeah, it's really just again this sort of centered in, you know, focused in on what I'm doing as an individual and with you, and just moving in the direction of the quest that I'm on in this life and feeling the success that it brings me, you know. So what about you?
Well, 34 certainly make me feel busy, but I don't know what I'm busy about. I mean, not so much that I do. I didn't do much, but busy, even in the waiting. It's busy in the waiting. It's funny. I have gate 5, so it's waiting and waiting and waiting. Sometimes I can just sit there and 52, gate 52 in my earth personality, and I don't have 9, so I'm just sitting there assessing the pattern without even thinking. It's just like the body doing the work, and I feel a lot of busyness in that, but nothing's move. Like nothing much accomplished. Not all the time for me because undefined throat, but I can feel the busyness, additional busyness in through the sun and earth last week, additional to the busyness that we already have in the environment. But what I notice is that more individuals start to really speak out their power. So that's what I notice more and more. And yeah, but that's over now. And now we go into the details.
Yay!
Yeah. So I know you have a very close relationship with details. So why not you go ahead first and tell us what happened when Gate 9 kicks in, or even before Gate 9 kicks in, you went totally missing into details.
Lost in the details, yeah.
Yeah, lost in the details.
Well, I've been trying to figure this mystery out about this gate 9. It definitely has a profound impact on me when it's in the sun, especially, you know, 70% of that influence coming through. I have felt it within the moon each month, and it doesn't have as profound impact as it does when it's in the sun, obviously, much stronger there. But I'm sensing, you know, with my determination, it's focused, right? And so this gate really comes in, and my sun is in logic, gate 15, and this is logic. And so it really sets me on this path of deep focus, not overly focused, but a beautiful sense for creativity. It's like just can really concentrate on the details of the things that I'm doing. So lots of quotes are coming through out of me, like at the moment, like my phone is full of notes, you know, it's always close to me, and I'm just like everything, it's like bubbling away. My brain's just like, oh no, another quote, things are just coming through. So you know, I even said to you, maybe this is the time I'm starting to notice the patterns through this quarter of mutation. I might lay more foundation work out. I may find that this is a quarter You know, this is the second year in a row now that I can really confirm that this quarter works beautifully with me. I mean, there's a lot of my characteristics, my traits, you know, of me that is within this quarter and within the next initiation. But yeah, I'm just loving the the continuation and this, you know, it's transformation, death and transformation, right? So I'm seeing this shedding of the old happening, and by shedding off the old, we know that the new year doesn't start till, you know, late January. The start codon, the codon 41, the gate 41, the star codon in our DNA. But it's like I'm getting ready for something. I'm shedding the old and I'm creating and focusing in on what I'm doing so deeply that I can see how this wheel just works so beautifully with me. I'm aware of how it moves me throughout a year. I've watched it now over the past 3 years, and I'm not being dragged by it. I'm utilizing it. So we can't avoid the conditioning, but we can be aware of it and utilize it to our advantage. And so, you know, like clockwork, last year, this time, you know, that was when I got my certification through and was about to get my certification through for guide training. And I was working on my website then. And I built the website in this week, this gate 9, it was born. It came through. And so what am I doing now? I'm doing the same thing. I'm rewriting things. I'm developing things. All this creativity is just pouring through, and this beautiful focus. So I absolutely love it. I'm putting, you know, it's grounded in that gate 16. So yeah, the skillfulness of how I'm doing it is it's just there. One last thing I want to add on to, you know, this sacral activation, this gate, you know, one thing I've definitely noticed, you know, we are conditioned as projectors to feel sexual, especially through this sacral, right? But this gate does not have that effect on me whatsoever. It is definitely this mental focus, this beautiful alignment to my creativity and my work. And you can see it's off the back of the energy of the 34. Just really this individual expression and creativity that's coming through with my focus here. So enough from me. How are you feeling? You have the 52 on the other side. So.
I feel nicely grounded in terms of focus. You know, without 9, my 52 is just sitting there, not know what to focus, but sitting still, assess the patterns, but do not have details in what I assess. I see the patterns, I see how patterns move, I see how patterns rearrange through the logical understanding, but nothing's, I can't access things in details until I have 9 in my presence. So what I feel starting yesterday is I feel nicely grounded. I feel that I can move from one thing to another without losing that focus. And Get 9 is about logical understanding. So if we look at the collective streams, logical understanding for the collective. So we have the 5818 and 4816. 17, 62, 63 and 4, and then 52 and 9, and then we have 5, 15 and 31, 7. So this is logical understanding, and if we look carefully, we will see that only a few gates in the logical stream that provide energy to the logical understanding. So basically, what gate 9 does, we have 58, for 58, 52 provide the energy, and we also have 9 provide the energy, and a part of that 5 as well. but most of this energy are generative. It's not manifesting, it's more generating the details. 4, 9 and 52 is 9 set the format to details, to find details in our patterns, to find details in our logical experiment. So this week, what I would say is that the sun might give or not, might give us the ability to really pay attention to smaller things. And I remember when I learned this in BJ5, without the details, if you run a business, if you're not putting things into details, it might get you into trouble in the future. So details is very important. So detail is the one that makes our, with details, we're able to get more understanding. I mean, we're talking about collective. So it's not easy to get everyone on the same page. So we need to have details to put that things, to make everyone see things, similar things. Without the details, everyone kind of like going, I'm saying this way, you're saying that way. And it's hard for collective to put things into details, into understanding without the details. So Gate 9 play a very important role in the collective in terms of establish the logical understanding for our experiment through a logical way. It's totally different in abstract. Abstract is very easy in terms of, getting people feeling the same things, but not with logic. So.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. That was nicely put.
So I'm grounded. I'm still sitting still. It's easy now. So I'm able to sit still and focus one thing after another. And yeah, I think it's cool. Maybe not as lost in focus like you, or maybe I will.
What? Say that
again. maybe I'm not lost in the focus like you did, but maybe I will.
Oh, lost in the focus, too focused.
Lost in the focus, yes.
Okay.
Too focused,
yeah. Well, I guess that would be my advice to people, is to look at, what are you focused on?
Yeah.
What is your focus? Are you, we need to, I think it's nice always to have the balance. It's always good to see what is going on in the collective, but not being lost in it. Just always coming back and centered into what is your expression and contribution to the world, and what are you focused on, and what makes you feel happy, not worrying too much about the future, shedding the past and just transforming. Keep coming back to the now, and what are you focused on in the now? As a generator, it might be all about yourself. As a projector, it could be noticing the focus of where other people are. Like, I've started to notice my partner, he bought a drone the other day, like out of the blue. He sort of spoke about it before, but I was kind of like, oh, cool, like this is great. And he's really focused on it. I can see how much, and he's a generator, and he's just loving this new focus. He's going to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to watch the sunrise. And I find that really odd, because he's not normally a morning person at all. It's me that wakes up with the birds in the morning. And so it's been really nice to witness this new focus with him. Like, I don't sort of integrate with many people, projector, and I'm pretty hermity in my environment. So I'm sort of just watching him at the moment, and also myself. And he also noticed that we made a joke about Gate 9, and then I mentioned it was back, and he was just like, and look at you doing pretty much where you were at last year. Exactly. He's like, yeah, I can see that. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I love it. I love being able to experience and validate the energy that comes through. It's just incredible to witness and watch the magic of the conditioning we're under. You know, we can't escape it, but yeah, how we utilize it is, being aware of it is key. Yeah.
Yeah. Witness how the planets influence us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So focus on what you love.
yes.
Focus on what you love doing. And for generator, respond to it or not. And yeah, like you point out, as projector, you know, with all this activation, the sacral, it's just a matter of knowing when enough is enough. And this can be a learning period to learn when enough is enough, not to stop when you burn out, but stop before you burn out. Get some rest. I did get a good rest last week.
Last night. Oh,
Yeah, I do feel like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit there and watch Netflix. I'm finally able to get back on my Netflix, catching up. Um, and
yeah, there's been a lot of intensive energy actually lately. Yeah,
yes, and a lot
mental.
of yep, and also a lot of mutations happening. I mean, and really, at one point, I really don't know what's going on in my life. For like one point, I was just like, all right, I see things shifting. I see things happen. I see how the reality starts to shift, to move, and but the mind still has no clue. The mind still trying to figure out, but the body starts to sensing, starts to going through that transformations and all that. And it's just interesting to see or to experience where at one point you be okay that you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, come back to the now, because
Yeah,
enjoy
okay,
the success of life now.
yeah, it's
every day's a blessing.
It's like watching, if you watch a cat, for example, or a dog, right? They're always in and out. They don't really care. They don't care in terms of, they don't try to make things happen mentally. And I've reached to that point, but I'm not denying the mind will always try to create that mental anxiety by thinking, you know, you gotta do this, you gotta fix that, you gotta do this, you gotta fix that, but not as severe, not as obvious, or not as intense as before. Meaning, even though at times where I move into a transparent, I'm a hope motivations, and you know, sometimes move into guilt transparent, but the mind moving, but the body doesn't do anything. That's just the beauty of living through strategy and authority. Yeah, just watching the mind moving to a transparent, or I can see now I'm getting the anxiety you want to fix, but the body just doesn't do anything. The sitting there, assess what is happening, and yes, to a point where I just ride along with the transit, that see what the transit brings for me. Like last week, supposed to be busy, but what am I busy for? I'm a projector, nothing to be busy. At one point, the mind was thinking, oh, all right, now the transit is busy. There's a lot that we can do. Manifestation, maybe there's a potential to manifest, but the body just feels like I'm really lazy. I remember I told you, I said, I don't want to do anything. I just want to play. I just want to play. Can I just play? Can I just play with my camera? Can I just play with this, with that? And then I
Which
play.
you did. You went and played with your plants and your posters, and
yes.
It was beautiful to see, actually.
Yes, and I just want to play. So for homogenize people, I mean, for homogenized, if you look at many people out
Minds.
there,
Mm.
yeah, and all people want to do is they want to live a life that they've been told to live. Like, for example, you need to get serious about life. At our age, you need to get serious about our career. We need to get serious about, how we're going to establish, let's say, a financial stability, or, having a house or having a car. I remember I was talking to Joe as well. I said, you know what, at my age, I don't even have a car. I don't even have a house on my own. Yes, my mind started thinking that I should have one for myself. But, I mean, it's not motivate me to try, or it's not motivate me to initiate, try to get it and work hard to get it. So I come to a point where riding the transit, as I see how it affect me, how it affects humanity. Part of my design is to see it that way, how to affect humanity and how we're going to survive through all this program. And just by saying that, making the mind busy thing that rather than trying to fix whatever it is. And yeah, to a point where I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I really don't care or not really bother how my life unfolds. I do have my fear. I'm a splenic. Fear is my intelligence. I do have my fear. And my perspective is survival. I do always thinking about survive. How are we going to survive this? And the more I read about future in terms of human design, in terms of what being informations that been given out there, the more I get concerned. I have 52 in second line, so the more I get concerned. But in the end, it's especially through the gate 9 details, it getting more details my concern. So in the end, this is what Ross says: no choice in terms of how we end up doing what we're doing.
Yeah, no choice in being who we are. The limitation of what it is to be an individual.
Yes. Yeah. So no choice in
how it looks.
How it looks. How.
Yeah. People are chasing the future. They're not. I was saying to my students yesterday, actually, it's hard to wrap your head around this concept of the mind is not there to make the decisions. And that sounds stupid when you even say it. Like, it can sound like, oh, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's actually perverse. It's actually quite perverse to many people when we tell them the mind's not here to make decisions. They still couldn't think about it. I mean, they still couldn't, like you say, wrap the idea around this concept and or accepting this concept, because all this while when we grow up, we've been taught to make decisions using our mind.
And which is super strategic and future forward, which is just not
but
who we are
as a species. Yeah, 9 center is not not that. 9 center is just really surrendering to the inner authority and let the inner authority, let the body, your inner authority choose for you. Like I could not help it if my body doesn't want to do certain things. Like, for example, if my body doesn't want to do grocery, despite my mind want to go out, the body just going to sit there. But if the mind's like, yesterday, my hermit mind was like, okay, I don't want to go out. I just want to stay at home. I don't want to go out. But then I observe my body just spontaneously.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear that?
Yeah, hear what?
Oh, my phone started ringing. Sorry. I don't know.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So what happened yesterday is my body just, spontaneously move and change clothes and then grab a bag and then drive to a grocery store. So I finished 1 week of grocery shopping in less than 1 hour. Without planning. So this is the beauty of living your authority because you let your body live its life. That's what Roy said. We need to let the body live its life, and so that the mind, so that our personality can become a passenger of consciousness.
I was just going to say, even the concept of telling someone that your body is the decision maker, they're like, how does that work? But as you go through the process, you know, you start to actually be able to be the watcher of the personality and the body. You're watching them both. It's a funny illusion that you get to witness. It's a beautiful thing that happens, and it just takes time, and it takes time to see how it works, because you take the knowledge in logically because it's a logical system, and then you get to validate it and prove. That's why it says it's an experiment, because you can't believe, you know, I say to my students, you can't believe what I say. You have to take it in, and then you have to experiment with it, because then you validate it, then it becomes true for you. So you don't know until you can actually physically and be able to be aware of it and see it happen and work. And so it is so beautiful. So wherever you are on this path, it's just a continual unraveling of mystery and beauty, and this is what this system is. It's, you know, the keys to how, you know, this Maya, this universe that we're in, works. It's absolutely, and we're the microcosm, you know, we're all the center of the universe, right? And so we all experience it so differently and through very different lens depending on what that nodal trajectory is. So it is so beautiful, and I just, you know, I'm so blessed to be experiencing my journey with you at this point, because I just love externalizing and unfolding it together. It's
and despite
really
the craziness,
brilliant.
that sometimes
It's been so much fun.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, we're both bloody.
Well,
thank you
it's
so much. Sorry,
it's a healthy cuckoo, so
it's awesome. I was going to say thank you so much for actually paying attention and focused on me today. Haha, Gate 9.
I remind myself, don't
it's
don't
distracting
look at the other
for
screen.
me. I know it's what
and
I feel bad because it's just like, well, that's your design. But I love locking into our communication, our beautiful stronghold of, you know, we're projectors. We're here to be aware. We have the channel of rhythm in both Mercury, which is mind, and exploring and unpacking our minds together. It's, you know, what mind's for, being that outer authority, being that voice of difference and hearing each other's perspective. It's just magic. And I love it when you are looking at me. It helps me for sure. So yay, Gate 9.
I want to say, I don't know whether this is what Gate 9 does to me this week, so we'll see next week. I try not to well, I try my best, definitely, because sometimes too intense focus make me tired. I'm quite right, right? So
well, you don't have Gate 9. You shouldn't be focused like that all the time, but just give me 15 minutes.
we are at 33 minutes now.
Oh, nice.
But I like today's sessions because we cover a lot of things, a little bit here and there, but well,
it was good.
So
Love them.
Whoever is watching, thank you for watching. Please click like or love so that we know who's watching, and till next week.
We'll see you soon. Have a beautiful week of deep focus on whatever lights you up, whatever you love, you know, put the details into that.
And follow your strategy authority.
Always.
Bye-bye.
That's magic. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da!